Hello everybody. Look, we've just spotted, well I didn't spot, Andrew spotted those honey badgers. I'm just going to be quiet, they don't like my voice. Isn't that spectacular? A mother and her pup it looks like. And they've got something in their mouths. You know what they're eating? Come on, come back. Oh, that's beautiful. Isn't that wonderful? Look at the size of the claws. Andrew, can you get them?
Fully zoomed.
The little baby. Trying to stay as low to the ground as possible, the little one is. The honey badger is not scared of much, so they've obviously assessed that we're not too much of a threat, so now they're coming a bit closer. They definitely had found something in the sand there that they were eating. Oh, that's wonderful. As we spotted and Andrew said, this beats a herd of elephants, and I suppose it does because we so rarely see them. The little one is still crouching to the ground. Look at that trot. Tail up. It will produce a very foul skunk-like smell if they are threatened. Sorry, Andrew, I don't think if I move forward it's not going to get you any better picture, I'm afraid. Oh, that's just great. What a special thing to see. Incredibly powerful animal for the size. Very loose skin, so that when something like a lion takes hold of them or tries to take hold of them, they basically just get a handful of skin like you would with a dog, like a staffy or the scruff of a cat's neck, but they're like that all the way around. There's a francolin there that has either not seen them or was not particularly worried about them. Tremendous claws. Yeah, I think they've pretty much left us now. Great spot, Andrew. I was waffling away about birds' tails when Andrew spotted them. William, I believe you have called this the Holy Grail of sightings. Thank you for that. I tend to agree with you today, especially. Spectacular. Called a honey badger apparently because they do like to eat honey, and they do like to eat the larvae of bees. And the big story, of course, is that of the honey badger and the honey guide, which is a bird that comes along and will sit above you and chirp. Its normal call, or the greater honey guide, which is the most common one here, is a call that goes Victor, Victor, Victor. But when it wants you to follow it, and when it goes and it finds an animal like that, it sits above them and churs.
Head pop up.
Andrew says its head is over there. So while I continue to waffle, it's just behind that log there in the distance. That movement you can see in the grass there is the honey badger. They might come back. I'm seriously tempted to cut a piece off Andrew and just put it there and see if it doesn't tempt them to come out from hiding. Anyway, that bird will then lead the badger. That churring call is basically saying, follow me, follow me. And the bird will then follow the badger. The badger will then follow the bird, to a beehive. There he is, looking up over the top. And once the beehive has been found, the badger will use those tremendous claws to tear open whatever piece of wood that it happens to be in, exposing the bees. And the badger, because of its skin, is totally immune to the bees' stings, and it will eat on the honeycomb, and the bird's reward is to eat on the bee larvae. That's what they like to eat, and that's why it's called a honey badger. But they'll eat anything. I mean, they'll eat any kind of meat. They're definitely a carnivore. They'll probably eat the odd bit of fruit, but they'll eat termites and mice and ants and squirrels and a bit of carrion here and there, lizards and snakes. They'll definitely eat snakes, and anything they can get their teeth or claws into. Marvelous. And very unusual to see them in the day. I mean, I've seen them a few times at night, but mainly very seldom during the day. So I'm afraid you can just see them through there. I'm afraid if I drove in there, they'd run away very fast. So we can't really get any closer. It'd be nice to move that tree out of the way, but if I went in on foot, they'd definitely run away. Deborah in Kentucky and Marianne in Boston, various other others in the Twitterverse. Deborah, I think you said you've been watching the show for 9 years and have never seen a badger before. But I'm so glad that situation has been remedied by our faithful cameraman, Mr. Andrew, who's now quivering with excitement instead of cold. Isn't that wonderful as it sticks its head up through there? She's just checking to make sure we're not causing any trouble. I think Marianne in Boston, you said they look a bit like skunks. They do look a bit like American skunks, but they don't come from the same family as far as I'm aware. No, in fact they do. They're from a family where they come, it's the same suborder they call the Caniformia, or the dogs, and this is the family that they come from is called the Mustelid or Mustelidae, and that's the badgers and our weasels and the striped polecat. Now, striped polecat is basically our form of a skunk, and your skunk in North America comes from a family called the Mephitidae. We don't get any of those here, but similar sort of, same order, same suborder. Can't draw him out with some sort of alarm call. Dwarf mongoose. Well, not quite a dwarf mongoose, I'll make a sort of generic mongoosey type call. Definitely lifting her head now. There we go. Not sure how long I can keep my tongue doing that. Look at the little one with its tail up in the air. Well, we got a bit of a view there, but I don't know that she's going to come any closer. Andrew, should we try and just go a little bit up the hill here? We run down through there. In fact, I'm not going to move until you've lost her completely. I think it might be now. So through there, Liz, let me get back to you immediately. I see no reference to the wolverine here, I'm afraid.
Oh, here they come.
Here they come. So I'll have to get back to you on that. Liz, sorry, this car is about to disappear down the road. Sorry about that, Andrew.
Okay.
Hello Laura, you want to know if I've ever seen a honey badger take on a lion. No, I haven't, but I've definitely heard of it happening, and I know people who have seen them. Oh, look at that. That's just spectacular. I've heard of them not taking on a lion, but certainly defending themselves successfully against a lion attack. Because of those vicious claws that they've got, and they're incredibly strong for their height. They do get killed every so often by lions, but most other animals other than lions will avoid them. I've never seen it personally though. Disappearing into the undergrowth again. Liz, I will get back to you on your wolverine question. No doubt the Twitterverse will be able to find out immediately, but I don't see a reference to a wolverine here. I suspect it's part of the suborder Caniformia, or the dogs.
Or they're going to cross the road up there.
They're going to cross the really?
Yeah.
And you can still see them, so I'm going to go forward quite quickly, because then we'll frighten them. Andrew, if you see them, will you shout?
Yeah.
Well, don't shout, just indicate with great enthusiasm. Any idea? Some big lion tracks on this road.
Yeah, I got them.
You got them?
Yeah.
Forward, back?
A little bit back.
Oh, there they are. I'll spot it. So then,
That's good.
Andrew, yet again, is on fire. You know what it is, of course, that I don't let him smoke on the vehicle, so his brain functions perfectly. Oh, that's wonderful. Hello everybody, and we've only got 2 minutes left in theory, so for those of you who have to go and get on with your lives, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a wonderful morning, especially this latterly. Now we're going to stay with these honey badgers if you still have the time, so those of you who have to leave, I'm sorry, we'll see you later this afternoon. Thank you for your contributions and your questions and everything else like that, and especially as we look at this kind of benchmark sighting for Wild Earth, our first honey badger sighting. Kadria, a special shout out to you who's been with us for 9 years from the very beginning. I mean, that is astonishing. Thank you for your support and for your continued contributions. For those of you who have to go, bye-bye and have a marvelous night, morning, day, evening, wherever it is you might be. Thank you for watching, and we're going to try and stay with them for a little bit longer for those who can, and then we'll head off. I don't think that they're going to be particularly confiding. Andrew, should we go back a bit?
Yeah, I've lost them now.
We do seem to have lost them. I'm just going to go back a little bit. So when looking behind us, we can't see them. I'm not going to drive off-road because the crunching will definitely make them run away. I'm afraid I think that's it. But what a spectacular sighting that was. So we'll make our way slowly out of here.